Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mace. I'm coming to you from Canada. Today we're checking out this video. It's titled Living in the Netherlands for 8 Years, What They Don't Tell You. I will give my perspective as somebody living in Canada and also in 2025. Contextually, I think collectively, I should say, there's been a lot of similarities in the Western world and developed countries for just the way that things have gone, in the past decade or so. So it will be interesting to see how I can relate to the points that they bring up. Let's go.
This is me cycling against the rain, getting hit
Cycling into the wind is the worst, isn't it?
by a bike, and getting surprised by a high bill I just got. Despite all this, I love the Netherlands, and there are a lot of reasons to love this country for. But if you want to move here, you should know the full picture,
But with two T's.
and that's what this video is about. One of the biggest surprises for me about the Netherlands is medical system, and it seems like it's surprising not only for me because I received so many messages from you guys telling me the same. So let me break it down. Number one is that the medical system here is not preventive. It means that if I want to get my blood work done or want to just check if I'm healthy, it's not possible unless I have severe complaints. And that's something I wish I knew
It's not even possible, or it's not free?
before I moved here. And number two is that the system is built in a way that they only take you seriously if you're nearly dying. I'll give you an example. First, you're going to a general practitioner, and if they think that what you're struggling with is serious enough, they refer you to a specialist. But here is the trick. You really need to convince them that what you're having is serious, because otherwise they will give you paracetamol and send you home. It gets so ridiculous that because
Paracetamol, what is that? I can't really comment that much on this one. My experience with the medical system is usually, I've had an MRI for my back. I had a serious back injury in 2016, but it's all good now. I don't know.
of this, Dutch doctors are not capable of detecting a serious illness at an early stage. They tell you that
It's just how your body works.
or it can be a coincidence. I received so many heartbreaking stories on Instagram about that, and that triggers people to think about moving out of the Netherlands. What happens with me is that I was sick 3 times during the course of 6 months. I called my GP a few times, but they didn't want to see me because in their opinion it was not serious enough. But I know my body.
It's definitely true that, preventative measures and pre-screening for certain things will save lives. Like, obviously, I should be going to the doctor at least probably yearly to get, just a general checkup. Make sure you don't have any, cancer developing, like, knock on wood, but things happen to people. And it's good if you can catch them early so you can get the treatments that people need before they, it's too late.
And I knew that something was off. So in the end, I had to diagnose myself, find out myself what was wrong with me.
You had to diagnose yourself? That doesn't seem right.
Find some supplements and medicine that would help. I shared more about how the Dutch
Does
medical
tea
system works in this video.
cure
We'll link it somewhere
whatever
here. I just
illness she
returned
had?
from a 1 month of vacation where my employer hasn't called me even once. The sole fact
they
that
shouldn't.
I can leave for the whole month is already amazing, because I know that in many countries people can take a 1 or 2 week max vacation, but here in the Netherlands you can leave for the whole month and it's not considered something outstanding. When I was leaving, my boss joked about it because he wanted to keep making the progress, and when I'm away it's simply not possible. But for the rest it was a very smooth process because holidays in the Netherlands are sacred. Also, you're not expected to stay overtime because I think in the Netherlands there is much.
As it should be. I think work-life balance is hugely important, and it's a way to prevent burnout in employees, because often employees will, over years of just working and working and working, and an improper balance of home life and work, they just get burned out, man. Burnout's real, and then they end up quitting and they look for a different position. I'm lucky I work 35 hours a week. It's pretty good.
more awareness that staying over time as a repeat pattern can lead to burnout, which is not beneficial for either party.
Exactly.
I don't want to paint a rose-colored
Exactly what I
image
was
like
saying.
the Netherlands is such a perfect country. We still work for money-driven companies in the end, but I do think that there is much more awareness in the Netherlands about personal well-being, employees' mental health, and need to take rest than in many other countries. People often ask me about the weather in the Netherlands. Look, it's June now, and yes, it's sunny, but I'm wearing a t-shirt, a fleece, and a jacket, and I'm not feeling too warm at all. From March until November, the weather is approximately like this. Sometimes sunny, sometimes gloomy,
So it's Friday, June the 13th, 2025 right now, and it's 16 degrees right now currently. Probably hit a high of the mid-20s today. Pretty nice.
sometimes rainy.
Celsius,
and
that is.
when you go out, it's important that you wear layers and you always bring your sunglasses and an umbrella. Because even if it's sunny now, maybe in the next 5 minutes it can start pouring with rain. From November to March, it rains almost every day. It's rainy, gray, and gloomy. But at least you know what to expect and it's stable. It's very hard to cope with that mentally, especially when you're entering the period of November, because you know that it's gonna get only worse. The worst month, in my opinion, are November and December, because on top of it being super gloomy and gray, you also don't see the daylight. The sun sets at around 4 and rises at around 8, the day hours you spend at work. And the most tricky part of it is that it's just starting, so it can really affect your mind.
I'm definitely kind of lucky in the job that I get now, where I get to be outside a lot, going mountain biking, fishing, hiking. So it's not like I'm stuck indoors all day. So I can enjoy the day, even in those shorter winter days.
Mental health. Wait, let me give you a tip on how to cope with it. Either take your vitamins, especially vitamin D, or leave the Netherlands during this period. You should definitely get a bicycle if you move to the Netherlands, because the whole infrastructure is made for this. So if you don't have a bike, you are likely going to miss out. The Dutch are cycling everywhere, and we experts as well, whether it's going to the cinema, picking up a parcel, going on a date, to a bar, whatever it is, people are cycling here. There are a few things to consider when cycling in the Netherlands. The first one is this. Be aware of pedestrians and don't be me. Don't be that person who stands on a bike lane. Another one is that bicycle is not considered a pedestrian, so the same rules for a driver apply. The next one can be a bit counterintuitive, depending on where you come from. The priority in the Netherlands is always on the right, if not specified by road markings, signs, or traffic lights. I truly admire the Dutch for their incredible cycling skills. You will see pregnant women maintaining balance on bikes better
Oh, we know.
than any athlete, parents bringing their kids to school by bike, and people peeling oranges while cycling. It's truly amazing. And I love living in a country where cycling is made so easy.
Peeling oranges while cycling. Impressive.
Let's check how much things cost here. Yeah, it's crazy. 1 kilo of chicken is 17 euros. Now it makes a little bit more sense why the Dutch eat cheese and bread for lunch. It's the cheapest you can find here.
So what is this, some chicken cutlets or fish fillet? I can't tell. $5.29. $1.29 for lemon. These prices seem
Prices here are going to be
fair.
relative for you. It depends on where you come from.
It's all
If you
relative,
come from
yeah.
LA, you might feel like you got into a paradise. But if you come from France or Germany, you might sense how expensive things are here. My subjective feeling is that for every single step here, you have to pay. And I understand that it's like this pretty much everywhere. But the difference is that what you have to pay here is quite a lot. I have another video where I broke down prices in the Netherlands and what you should expect to pay here. I will link it somewhere here. But here I want to give you some highlights. Rent has skyrocketed in the past years. When I moved to Eindhoven in 2017, I paid around 700
stuff like this. I don't think's necessarily specific because it's just inflation pretty much everywhere on the planet. But we've definitely felt it here. I think in the States, I think in all, probably of all of Europe, is inflation and rental prices. It's it feels like it's unsustainable, like the way that it's trending. But hey, I don't know.
euros for a studio. That studio was 1 kilometer away from the city center, and the location was quite nice. Now 700 euros, like it doesn't exist. I don't know what you can get. Maybe
Nothing.
a room in a shared house. We also pay high income tax in the Netherlands. You should expect to pay around 35%, and the tax system here is progressive. And on top of that, we pay other taxes like water tax or trash tax. For the health insurance, you should expect to pay around 150 euros per month, but this amount depends on your age and what you want to be covered. In terms of gym memberships, I outlined everything in this video, but recently I wanted to join
What's the saying? There's only two things that are guaranteed in life: death and taxes.
a yoga studio, and I was surprised by how expensive it is. For a membership that allows me to join one lesson per week, I would pay around 40 to 50 euros a month. And if you want unlimited, the price would be around 80 euros. Now, the logical question comes. What's the average salary in the Netherlands? At the moment, it's 44,000 euros per year. Whether it's a lot or too little depends on how you compare it to the cost of living and expenses. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Keeping these things in mind will help you integrate in the Netherlands smoother. And if you want to know how much you should expect to spend in the Netherlands, or if the most common stereotypes about this country.
All right, good stuff. I feel like a lot of her points could honestly apply to Canada as well. So I think there's a lot of similarities between the two countries. Yeah, facing similar issues. I think in 2025, it's where we're at. All right, thanks for joining me. I'm not Mini Mace today. I'm Big Mace today. Peace.